in the magical
That is
sense.
not how Sly is spelled. That's correct. This is how Sly is spelled on his deck registration sheet. SLY.
All right.
And he goes
Is that a
turn
guide?
1 Goblin Guy.
But so do we know what Todd's playing? Bug Control.
Yeah.
Snapcaster style, Tarmogizzle, Vendilion.
Yep.
Chase the Mind Sculptor, and then Brainstorm, Force Will, Ponder, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Dismember. Oh, it's like a mix of spells similar to.
Yeah, it's a nice Snapcaster bug list. I mean, if I weren't playing Reanimator, I'd be playing something very similar to this. So Todd has the Spell Snare for a turn 2 Hellspark Elemental from Scott, but
and he gets the freebie.
The Goblin Guy gives Todd a Polluted Delta off the top in exchange for 2 life, or 2 damage, I guess. So, crack a Verdant Catacombs from Todd, and I have a feeling we may be seeing a Tarmogoyf to stop some of the beatings coming from that
Tarmogoyf
Goblin.
would be instant creature and
Land, yeah.
Land, but
so it would be a 3/4.
Scott can remove creature easily with a rebuy.
That's
Hymn to
true.
Torah.
That's very true. Okay, so Hymn to Torah, that'll work properly better, and it'll also make the Tarmogoyfs a little stronger.
Mute us. Return that.
So, Todd getting a lot of value off of that Goblin Guide. He just got a Riptide Laboratory. I don't know if he just drew it or off the Goblin Guide, but here's the Lightning Bolt from Scott. Scott has no fear of just bolting to the face, and it's winning him games.
Force of Will. Snapcaster. Snapcaster's just a block, right?
Yeah, Snapcaster to block. There's nothing to rebuy.
Not being dead is the best rebuy of all.
Rebuy next turn.
I love it. Rebuy next turn.
There's a Riptide Lab, which would have been nice to be able to use on the Snapcaster, but I guess he would have just had to keep using it to block Goblin Guides.
Ooh.
Hellspark Elemental.
3 life?
That's why I said to mute it.
Hellspark now exiled. And Todd just adds a land and says go. And we have, what is that? The Marauders, is that what that is?
Old school.
Tap 5, Force of Will. The alternate casting cost. What does that card do?
I think he's showing him a foreign Riptide Laboratory. What's that do? Read it! I mean, this is a precarious spot.
It certainly is.
Goblin Guy.
Scott off the top, but Todd's at 3 life. Is that
Unearth?
Unearth. That's what I
Diabolic
thought it was.
Edict. He's not got any way to like get ahead, you know? Like a Plow Under would be insane right here. You know, as strange as it is to say, like a Plow Under, but like whatever Scott draws is gonna be, it's just brutal. Like, what kind of legitimate counterspells does he have? Just Force of Will.
Why doesn't he play Obstinate Bailoff? I'm just kidding.
And he needs a clock.
Yeah.
He needs to
well,
unearth
Obstinate
something.
Bailoff would work. It's just not, yeah. So there's
Just
a,
dead?
There's that Rift Bolt. That's Rift Bolt. So Todd
Unearth.
is Unearth. Oh, wait a minute.
Is that a cycle?
Yeah, I guess that's what that is, yeah. Cycle, draw a land.
He needs to get a Snapcaster Mage.
And nothing. Wow. Todd Anderson taking bolts to the face and can't stop the final bolt.
Did he toss 2 Hymn to Torox at Nug and still got burned to death?
I think it's just ridiculous.
Scott Kovach might be the coin flipping John Medina of the legacy portion of this tournament.
That's possible.
He's just smashing.
Why don't people play Stream of Life in this format? Because it's bad.
Blood Moon would be savage.
Blood Moon would, I mean, bolts to the face 7 times or savage.
Trying to determine what cards he's going to bring in.
So,
Blood Moon Savage, Red Elemental Blast Savage.
Tormod's Crypt, he seemed to like it against Kibler's deck. He'll bring it in. He saw like Snapcaster Mage, right? If
he drew like 2 Tormod's Crypt against Kibler one game, and he just had Overload. He didn't even need like the fact that he had 2 Tormod's Crypt were completely irrelevant. Like,
that was like another Hymn to Torok, right? Just like 2
whatever.
Doesn't matter, right?
Is Vendilion Click good? I mean, can block.
Just to mention, Todd did mulligan that game, so he was a card down, but the Goblin Guide kind of made it up.
So
we didn't know he mulled at the beginning of that game.
Does Todd want to keep Thoughtseize and Dismember? Dismember seems like a hairy deal for him.
Todd does not want to cast Dismember. I mean, unless he's got black. Yeah, or Thoughtseize.
Dark Blast, though, might be a nice one. And Ghastly Demise.
I like Dark Blast a lot. Dark Blast, I really like Dark Blast. Dark Blast, Ghastly Demise. Spell Starter
You're
Sprites,
like that
actually.
guy from Of Mice and Men. Dark Blast.
Definitely
like the Dark Blast.
I really like that. Okay, sorry. So sometimes I'm thinking and I just keep saying it out loud. So
that's different from me.
In my head,
it's
just
never thinking, but I keep saying it no matter what.
I think while I'm processing, I kind of repeat myself. Sorry about that. So yeah, I don't like the Thoughtseize. I think you cut this, but I like the Spell Pierce. Seems reasonable because Scott hardly ever has.
I mean, Scott is just like
he's just like lightning bolt. He's the turn 1 mountain lightning bolt you, right?
Bolt you to the face.
Bolt to the face. Like, it's like,
do I have a spell? It is aimed at you.
Nobody is used to playing against that kind of.
Does he have Grim Lavamancer? Yeah, Dark Blast is savage here.
So he definitely wants Dark Blast. I think Ghastly Demise is really good. I think Spell Stutter Sprite's really good because he just counters all those bolts. He's already got. Does he have no Spell Stutters? He just got 1 in the board. I don't like. I mean,
Todd's deck is weird. Like he's got like.
He's got a lot of
Is Unearth a commonly played card in Legacy?
As of last week, Jerry started playing it, and
is it like a reanimate for 1 mana?
It's here's what Unearth does, and it's just really good. With
I played it in a
something
Pro Tour before.
I just want for everybody else here. Unearth costs 1 black. It's a sorcery, and it's got cycling too, which is just makes it pretty reasonable right away. Choose target creature card in your graveyard with total casting cost 3 or less. Put that creature into play. That's every creature in the deck. Vendilion Click, Tarmogoyf, Snapcaster Mage. So you can.
But this is like a Trish card. Like if somebody takes down your guy, then it's just like a mana efficient way to get it back. It's not really a value card.
Well, I think the thing you go like Snapcaster. You can go like Unearth, Snapcaster Mage. Give the Unearth flashback. So you pay 1 black, Unearth, Snapcaster. Give Unearth flashback. Pay another black. Right. So for 2 black, now you put like Tarmogoyf into play. Like that's 2 black, and you just got like Tarmogoyf Snapcaster.
Pretty wicked, yeah.
That's pretty ridiculous. So and it has cycling, so you can cycle it and then go Snapcaster, rebuy the Unearth, and rebuy Tarmogoyf.
So I think
I really like Unearth.
Neg 2 Thoughtseize, Neg 2 Dismember, everything else is reasonable. Plus 3 Ghastly, plus 1 Dark Blast. Well, you like Spell Stutter and Spell Pierce, right? So that's 3 more cards. What do you think he's gonna? Vendilion Click's pretty mediocre against.
I don't know if he needs the hymns. I mean, I know it.
Are you kidding? Him is the nuts.
I don't know. He just him is the nuts if he has cards in his hand. But like once he's empty, he's not leaving cards in his hand at all. Scott is just like empty. He wants to go Hellbent right away.
Yeah, but like
he would play them all.
Remember the game we watched with Kibler? Like the only game Kibler won, he like smashed him with the him I win draw.
Fair enough, but there was a turn 1 him.
There is no replacement for him on turns 2 and 3.
Okay, what I'm saying is
in all of Magic,
it's diminishing returns, and I don't mean the card. It's diminishing returns.
Yes, brainstorming. Get rid. It's like it's so awesome when it's good, and you can get rid of it when it's not good.
Okay, I understand. I think him is awesome.
I think Vendilion Click is mediocre.
I think by the time Scott. If Todd casts him on like turn 3 or later, Scott's empty-handed.
What's Scott doing? SCG mobile app?
I don't know.
Okay.
Military phone call. Okay. And still sideboarding. So, wow, that's just like I don't know. That's my logic as far as him goes. Like, of course it's great early, but Scott goes Hellbent very quickly, and I don't know.
He's got like the lightning greaves of Hellbent.
Yeah, he just goes Hellbent right away. He's turn 1 bolt to the face, or turn 1 Goblin Guide, turn 2 Hell's Thunder. That's not Hell's Thunder. Hellspark Elemental. That's the only thing that actually Hellspark Elemental actually makes him a little more reasonable, because a lot of times he's gonna go Hellspark Elemental and then the next turn go Hellspark Elemental again, keeping cards in his hand. But then that also makes him a little bit worse, because if he just drops the Hellspark Elemental, he still gets value out of it. So kind of a wash there. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. He is on his phone, but it's a military phone call, so does he have to leave? That's what it looked like. He just kind of expletive, and then he's still shuffling.
I think he's gonna finish smashing this match, and then he's gonna go.
He's gonna get some more planeswalker points.
I got somewhere to be, but I got some planeswalker points to grind first.
Yeah, he's I've got 3 minutes. Let me see how fast I can kill you.
I mean, Scott has murdered a Hall of Famer so far today, at least, and 5 other wins. So,
yeah,
maybe we'll play this in Legacy.
Yeah,
Automan doesn't seem bad.
Seems pretty cheap. Just go to Target and buy the Premium Deck Series Fire and Lightning. It's all foil. I mean, it's pretty close. You got most of the deck. I'm not even kidding.
With Chain Lightning?
Chain Lightnings are in there. Hold on, let me bring it up.
Do they have that at Star City Games Tech?
They may. I mean, I'm sure they did at some point. I don't know how I'm gonna...
Scott Mulling?
Premium Deck Series Fire and Lightning. It's $30. Let's see if we have a deck list. Okay, here's the deck list. All Lightning, Boggart Rambergs, Figure of Destiny, Grim Lavamancer, Hellspark Elemental, 2 Jackal Puffs. I mean, it's obviously not the same deck, but look, it's got a lot of same stuff. There's a chain lightning. Yeah, I mean you gotta buy a bunch of them. But there's Fire Blast, Flames of the Blood Hand,
4 lightning bolts.
It's got Price of Progress in it.
It's all
foil. The entire deck's foil. 21 foil mountains. So
I just pay $100 on a set of those, and then
you play Sly Deck Wins.
Doing it. Is there Rifties in there?
I didn't see Rift Bolt. I don't think so.
Suspend might be hard to understand.
Yeah. It's got new art on Chain Lightning there. He might have to leave. Looks like he's figuring it out, but it looks like he's shuffling.
I think he probably wants to finish this match.
He really does. He want to at least play another game.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Of course, yeah.
Famous Magic player Todd Anderson, a champion many times over, member of a U.S. national team.
They're gonna keep going until they find out for sure. He's, I guess, trying to find out now. But in the meantime, Todd is shuffling Scott's deck, and
what's that comment that was coming in
about Legacy being better than Modern in IRL Legacy. So. What's that? Okay, great. So we can come back here to the booth.
So it looks like Scott had to go?
I don't know if he had to go. He's checking.
Oh, he's just taking his call. Okay.
So pausing the match here. Pretty nuts how, if he's X and 1, is both of these guys are X1?
XO. X1?
X1, okay. So yeah, he's X1 with this deck. He's just blazing through people. I mean,
you only you start the game with 7 cards in your hand, right?
Yes.
It only takes 7 spells to kill your opponent if
they all
do
spells.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, and then some of them cheat, right? So Fire Blast is a little bit ahead of the curve. Price of Progress is way ahead of the curve in Legacy.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty nuts. Yeah.
A first turn guide, if he gets in for 4, he's worth more than a spell, right?
Right, and so you go first turn, Goblin Guide, turn 2, you sacrifice both mountains, fire blast you, so you're at 6, and then next turn mountain price of progress for your 3 on non-basics kill you. That's kind of what happened to Kibler.
I actually, I've had an opinion about red decks for many years, and it's colored by being friends with guys like Dave Price and Patrick Sullivan, which is like, you know, we play red, and some Magic players look down on red, you know, but we try to play red in a very thoughtful way. It really, like, you like listen to what a Patrick Sullivan says about theory of building red decks, theory of how the mechanics of actually playing the red deck. It's incredibly thoughtful. It's like listening to Jerry talk about, you know, tuning a creature set or something, where many players just really don't see, you know, the value is the wrong word to use. Don't see like how intricate and layered and really challenging playing a red deck can be relative to other strategies. For instance, red decks have typically like no card drawing, inferior creatures. There are 2 big holes, right? They're yet to get a playable planeswalker.
Koth's not playable?
I mean, Koth's pretty good.
Okay.
But like, I mean, Peace Alley didn't even play him at the last Invitational they top 8'd, right? I mean, Koth's pretty good, but he's like, he's not Jace 1, right? He's not Jace 2.
He's not Jace 1 or Jace 2.
And he's not, like, I thought he was going to be like the Stones. He's really powerful, but they've got a bunch, like 14 different kinds of Chandra. And
right.
like no kinds of Gideon, you know? It's like, so they have just patently inferior creatures, especially when compared against white or green creatures, and no card drawing. And yet, this is a strategy that has produced champions at the highest level many times. And the fact is, you have to be good to win with red at the highest levels, because your opponents are all have like 10 more cards than you know? Or they have specialized cards. Like, think about the interplay of the appearance of a card like a Timely Reinforcements, right? Like, Matt Sperling was joking like, oh, they printed Timely Reinforcements. That's because they never want red to win again. And yet, there's an evolution of red players with their Hero of Oxid Ridge who figure out how to go right over Timely Reinforcements. That takes some thinking. It's not just nothing to get to that point, you know? There's a balance between Koths and heroes, because things that cost 4 are expensive for a deck with a limited amount of land. They don't have any rampant growths in red. They don't have any brainstorms in red. They go like this. They keep it, and they gotta work with what they've got. And there are special things that red can do that other colors can't do, but I don't think that those things are less than. And I think a lot of players who just know enough that they have an opinion, whether or not that opinion is necessarily very accurate, are like, oh, no, these things are good and red isn't. Like, they typically think of, like, blue-white control is the pinnacle of being a skill testing deck. I mean, how is that the pinnacle of being a skill testing deck when you always have all kinds of extra cards, and you have, like, all kinds of stuff that give you extra life, extend the game, and then you also have Counterspell, which is the ultimate arbiter, right? You're like, oh, my opponent's doing something cool. Counter Magia that. Do I still have mana? Jace is something. So, I mean, that's just how I think about red. I have a deep respect for the color red.
Yeah, I definitely understand it. I think part of the thinking is, like, to use your example, red goes draw and work with what they have.
Yeah,
right?
They really have to work with it.
Right. So they work with what they have. So they have 7 cards, and that's what they look at, and it's almost like they don't have to. The other way to look at it is they don't have to think outside, because now if you're playing blue and you have 7 cards and one of them's Brainstorm, now you're like, well, I have these, but I also have to consider maybe what's on top of my deck, and so while that gives me more options, it also requires more thought, because more options is more thinking. You know what I mean? So I think, not that I'm disagreeing with you, I'm just trying to say, like, part of the thinking, I think, is that because red only has to look at 7 cards, it only gets to look at 7 cards, but it only has to look at 7 cards.
It distills their decisions a bit for them.
Right.
But they have
limited options.
A lower ceiling on how good their ceiling is. Okay, so
turn
anyway.
1, Goblin
turn 1
Guide.
Goblin Guide versus turn 1
Verdant
Tax of
Catacomb.
1 life.
Yeah.
So
Verdant
Todd
Catacombs.
starts out at 19. He's going to go down to 17 in all likelihood.
And now he actually just opened the SCG mobile app, I think. So,
Goose. Todd's like, I like that one.
yeah, Diabolic Edict on top for Todd, but he will be taking shock to the face.
18 lives.
Or 17.
Not
really.
yet.
Not yet, but yeah. Another fetch land.
You know what? I don't even know if that's fair. Didn't Scott like just go down to nothing to Fire Blast in response to a Himdatorok in game 1? That takes some decision making. That takes some balls,
yeah,
you know. Like
it does. That's what they were saying on Twitter. Yeah. So a second Goblin Guide from Scott, and Todd does have Snapcaster. I'll tell you that. He's got
I
a
actually
Blockcaster.
from the blue side, I love this spot so much. Actually,
So did he
isn't
not
that an
resolve
error?
the trigger? Yeah,
Shouldn't he resolve the first trigger?
Wait, did he-
See if it's a land.
Yeah. Did he? That was weird.
All right. However you want to roll it.
So.
Oh, he's brainstorming.
There's a 13-minute extension for this match, by the way.
Oh, so he's brainstorming for freebies. He should be preserving life total right now.
So he's like those. Oh, okay. So. Oh, did he pyroblast? What? A red elemental blast? He
Oh, he
red
red
elemental blasted the brainstorm. So now he red elemental blast the brainstorm. So Todd can't do that, but
I don't
Todd
know.
can't do
In
that
the same
craziness yet.
situation, I would have resolved the first trigger,
Yeah.
seen if there was a land or not,
Then fetch.
fetched the first time, see if there was land or not, and cast my edict. That's what I would have
Yeah.
done.
I like your line of play. I
Yeah.
see what Todd was doing. He was being greedy.
He was
and
being
I guess
hella greedy, and he's going to take 4 here because he was being hella. Oh,
he's
Ghastly
Ghastly
Demise.
Demise.
We didn't see that.
That'll
Okay,
help, yeah.
I can respect it now.
But it was cool. Like it was. I liked what Todd was doing. I think I would have done what you did. And
Well, I didn't know he had a Ghastly Demise.
No, exactly. Neither did I. But
So that his play makes a lot more sense now. I thought he was like just being greedy on a brainstorm,
Yeah.
flipsy flip.
oh, I see what you're saying. You thought he should.
He's
cast
ordering
the
his
edict.
library so that he can set up.
No, I
so he
know
can set
that.
up the triggers on Goblin.
What I mean is, you were saying basically like you thought he should edict, and when
Yeah.
he cast the brainstorm, it looked like he was just going to take the 4, but you didn't.
That's
realize
what
he
it
had
looked like,
Yeah,
yes.
I see what you're saying. Okay, got it. So he takes 2, and the other meets a Ghastly Demise.
What do you think about the pyro on the brainstorm?
I liked it because
I liked it.
It was kind of like you're obviously trying to do something here, something tricky here. I'm just gonna not let you. All right, Scott
Oh
with
wow!
a 3rd mountain.
This could be devastating.
There's
Yep.
a Keldon Marauder.
So what's going to end up happening here is Scott's going to swing. Todd's going to play Snapcaster Mage, give Ghastly Demise rebuy, block the Goblin Guide.
Right, so trigger, Spell Pierce on top. And here's a Snapcaster Mage.
Yep.
Which would have been nice to use a Red Elemental Blast on.
Block, trade Z.
Yeah, block there, give the Ghastly Demise flashback, right?
And then Tinger the 3/3.
Yeah.
What a turn.
Clear the board. Woo.
I mean, he's
Get
down
your
to 12
Snapcaster
though, right?
Mages. I mean,
Is that?
I
thought it
think,
was.
yeah,
I thought the green on that was Tarmogoyf.
there's a Himdatorok.
Himdatorok. The last 2 cards.
It's gonna be the last 2 cards, but he goes
Oh,
Fire
he-
Blast. Here he goes again. He's like,
Don't
I'm not
care.
letting you. Right. Uh-oh. The Spell Pierce that he
Oh
just drew
no!
off of the
He knew
top.
there was the
He
Spell
knew it was
Pierce.
there, yeah.
Oh no!
Now, if he'd Red Elemental Blasts that, I'd be impressed. Spell Pierced your Fire Blast, so you have to pay an extra 2. So Fire Blast countered, and then there's the other mountain that could have paid the 2 next turn, but yeah, obviously not happening. So, woof, Todd Anderson just
And
wrecked
Scott is
Scott.
empty.
No hand, 1 land.
Yeah, he knew the Spell Pierce was there too, right?
Yeah, he did. It was revealed off the Goblin Guide.
Nothing. Oh, this is just like game 1 though. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Todd Anderson
Nothing.
just going land, and Scott has Tormod's
Another
Crypt.
crypt. I think that you have to store the crypts on the floor. You can't hold them.
Yeah, I agree. And Hellspark Elemental.
How depressing is that card? Seriously, you can't counter it, you can't kill it. It's a card, and then it just has this, like, notorious rebuy.
Force of Will. You can counter it that way. I mean, you want to counter
you
it.
can counter it. It
Yeah.
is possible to counter it. It just... Why does he have 3 different graveyards?
He just is piling them that way. I don't know why. It's not actually 3 graveyards. They just continued. Brainstorm from Todd.
Ooh,
I think there's another
Snapcaster
Snappy,
Mage.
yeah. Snappy's not that impressive when there's a Tormod
He's
script.
always impressive.
Yeah, as a 2/1 flash when the Tormod's crypt has already emptied the graveyard, it's still impressive. I agree.
He still nugs the Tormod's Crypt. That's a card.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I mean, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I didn't mean to sound sarcastic.
No, I'm just actually being a jerk.
What
a jerk!
What a jerk! What a jerk! We just need to just. Mike Flores soundboard. Real cars. A, B, C, D, Michael J.
And I think 11 life is enough margin with that guy around.
Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf gets a little smaller though.
Oh well.
So
He's still
land artifact creature.
Land artifact creature.
Instant, 1, 2, 3, 4. Still a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's just DID I left from Scott's graveyard.
Yeah, does he have land creature artifact instant sorcery? I see them counting 4. I don't know if he has sorcery.
I don't know. Was there a chain on turn 1?
Haven't seen a chain. Rebuy on the Hellspark. Gets in for 3.
This graveyard is something else.
It really is. It's different.
Like...
It's different than what most people do, right? But I mean, he's got a morph creature in the graveyard. Blood Moon.
Oh, this was gonna be a game
Dagger.
too. Oh wow, that would have been something.
Todd Anderson has no illusions about what Blood Moon would have done to him.
Tarmogoyf attack you.
Do I have to make that pun again later?
Which one?
I said Todd Anderson has no illusions about what Blood Moon was going to do to him. He top-8'd with illusions in standard last week. You are just... Yeah, you gotta react, so I know you get it.
If Todd takes this... No, he's probably gonna...
So,
another
Hellspark
Snapcaster Mage just to absorb a point? Oh, Edict. That's perfectly solid.
Whew. It's funny how much Scott has rebuilt, though, since that turn that just wrecked him. Todd's given him a lot of time. Snapcaster. Oh, there's I keep wanting to call it Pyroblast. Same thing, roughly, but Red Elemental Blast.
Oh, he has another Snapcaster Mage anyway. So he's going to swing in for looks like lethal now.
Yeah, I think that's what he was going for here. He wasn't trying to rebuy anything. So...
Snapcaster is just such an outstanding card.
Yeah, so... Alright, going to game 3. What was that in his hand?
I think another Blood Moon.
May have been, yeah. It was hard to see, but it did look Blood Moony.
How paralyzed is Todd's deck versus Blood Moon? Wasteland, Bayou, Tropical, Underground, Polluted, Misty, Verdant. He has no basic lands.
Yeah, he's entirely paralyzed against Blood Moon.
I think Scott's going to have to rethink this Tormod Crypt. He hit it against the Tarmogoyf and
it doesn't do anything.
Had no effect.
Yeah. It doesn't do much. It's better against Snapcaster, I feel like. For those of you asking for the list, for this red deck's list, it's 10 spells, all 4 ofs, and 20 mountains. I'm just gonna rattle off the spells here. Lightning Bolt, Goblin Guide, Grim Lavamancer, all pretty standard. Hellspark Elemental, Keldon Marauders, Magma Jet, Chain Lightning, Price of Progress, Rift Bolt, Fire Blast. Is there something that I missed? I think that's it. Fire Blast. So, Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Magma Jet, Price of Progress, Rift Bolt, Fire Blast, Keldon Marauders, Hellspark Elemental, Goblin Guide, and Grim Lavamancer. Just 4 ofs, all of them. 40 spells, 20 basic lands. And then his sideboard is 5 spells, 3 ofs each. He's just like the simplest deck ever. Blood Moon, Tormod's Crypt, Red Elemental Blast, Shattering Spree, and Hell's Thunder, all 3 ofs. Pretty nuts. So, looks like hopefully Scott's able to play out a game 3 here.
How many beaters is he at? He's got Grim Lavamancer, Goblin Guide.
Hellspark.
It's not really a beat, it's like a
Hellspark's
spell.
yeah.
It's like really just Grim Lavamancer and Goblin Guide. Keldon Marauder is like a spell too.
Right. So that is definitely, yeah. I mean, those are the only guys. And Grim Lavamancer's kind of a funny beater too.
Because P. Sully played Wild in the Cattle at the Invitational, even though he top-aided with the red deck previously in the year, and he was telling me like he hated to do it. You know, he's known for just being straight red, but the thing he was afraid of are these games where like somebody kills your Goblin Guide or like forces your Goblin Guide. You don't put up enough pressure to compete with the combo decks.
Yeah.
Like and you know, like they just go first turn Inquisition, take your Goblin Guide, and like you've got a lot of burn spells, but they're like a turn faster than you. Like for example, Caleb's deck just kill you 1 turn before you can get them.
Right. That makes sense. For those of you who saw Drew Levin in the booth earlier talking about playing Counterbalance, there is a deck tech up featuring Drew Levin's Counterbalance list. Check it out on StarCityGames.com. Kind of want to look at that myself, but I'll wait.
You're busy working.
I'm busy watching Magic.
This is kind of like work.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. It's kind of like awesome too. So, actually, I'm kind of curious. I just want to see Drew's list. So there's a mono black deck that's X1.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I actually, Jeremy and I were watching the guy play a little earlier. He's got like Abyssal Persecutors in the deck.
Abyssal Persecutors?
Awesome. Yeah,
Get this guy on camera next
I know,
round.
that's who I want to get. Like, I talked to him earlier, and he said he's X1.
Caleb top-aided an open a few months ago with like Phyrexian Obliterator, a card that's unplayable in Standard and like every other small format. He's like, I guess I'll just run it in Legacies.
Yeah, not good in Standard. We'll play in Legacy. It's like Slash Panther, right? So I'm gonna see if I can get the standings. I should probably be able to recognize his name. He should be doing pretty well. I'm gonna try to find that.
Just look for
Unless
mono
we could
black
just get
guy.
a list of the standings, that would help. Yeah, I don't know if his name is Mono Black Guy. That's the problem.
Is the Jeremy, is like the chatting on the website, is it just like the Twitter feed? Is that how it works? Okay.
Yeah, so here we go. Standings after round 5. They're
Oh,
actually
the
playing.
game is coming back.
Turn 1 Chain Lightning from Scott.
Versus turn 1 $100 land. That one's more expensive because it doesn't deal a point to you. $120 land, I'm sorry. Here at StarCityGames.com, which is a superb place to obtain this land.
You're telling me I lent Jerry T $360 worth of Magic cards?
I was humiliated. Jerry T asked me first, and I don't have any undergrounds. A few years ago, there was Legacy Pro Tour in New York, and I just like, there was no Star City Open Series back then. I was like, whatever, old cards, just take them, like, whatevs, just give them back to me when you can. I have no clue who I lent I have all like my plateaus. There's plenty of savannas in my binder. No blue. I have 5 tundras, but no other blue dual lands.
So I believe the guy's name is Davis Merced.
Merced?
Or Merced, yeah, it's like the...
But he has no mercy.
Exactly what I was going to say. But
Merced means mercy in Spanish, yo. All right, so let's get to the game. So this guy's getting full value. Keldon Marauders is in. He tings when he comes down. Smashing for 3 here. He's going to ting when he leaves. What do you think about that card? He's like Lava Axe for 2 mana.
yeah, that's good. It's like Brimstone Volley, 1 cheaper.
It is. Oh, and he'll fade away, and you can set up a Brimstone Volley.
I know, that kind of seems sick, right? Keldon Marauders
Wow.
plus Brimstone Volley, where you're like, Kill the Marauders.
to breathe.
Use it. Brimstone Volley. Play Blue-Red in Legacy.
With
and then
4
you
Snapcaster Mages.
Snapcaster
Done.
Mage there. And
You don't see it, but I'm dancing in the seat right now. Joey's dancing too.
Yeah. Dancing.
Thinking about playing red cards.
Dancing, dancing, dancing. Hymn to Turok.
What's he's just gonna unload again. Todd's
What's
like,
Todd
okay.
gonna do? Fetch another? He's like, I'm gonna take 6 anyway. I guess.
Wait.
He better have an answer.
He's just he's gonna take 7 instead of 6. Oh no! No fun! No fun, Todd Anderson.
He better have
No fun!
that. What a jerk!
What a jerk! This is. You just blast you! Counter magic this.
I love
All right,
it.
so
I
Scott
love
is down to
Scott doing
one
the way
mountain
he plays. He did this
and
last game.
he'll be at no dudes in a second.
I don't care.
All right. How insane would it have been if Todd Anderson didn't have that spell piece? If he'd just be like, "That's game, boys."
That would be it. He'd be dead. He would have taken 6, and he's at 6.
Oh man.
Ponder.
His deck is not optimized to stop a lightning bolt, though, right? Just like lightning bolt you.
We need mental
Resolves.
misstep back in this format. Post haste.
Resolves. Let me give you a preview of the future. Top deck price of progress. Resolves. Oh, here it
There's
is.
a Tarmogoyf, and there's a Keldon.
Oh, and that is a he can't even attack with Tarmogoyf. Todd Anderson at 5. And a no text Misty Rainforest sitting. Ignore the Misty Rainforest in play. Worth Wolpert won a PTQ very early in our careers. It was like back in like 1995, and he was at 1.
Ghastly demise for the
Take
for
1.
the Marauder.
And he was down to
He
1.
begins
and
the long, slow road of beating him with a Tarmogoyf.
he had a and no, Todd Anderson, this is no fun.
Has it again.
So literally, he had this.
Making a game of it.
He had this
Spell
City of
pierce for the
Brass,
price of progress.
and he took the City of Brass from the table and put it under his baseball cap to make sure he would never tap it.
I don't know if that's legal.
It
but
was freaking
yeah.
hilarious. And back
It's
in the
still
day,
hilarious,
in like
yeah.
1995, we did stuff like that.
Goblin Guy from Scott. Attack. Reveal
Like, free
Wasteland.
land, and you're at 2.
Oh, dismember. Yeah, don't
full
pay
cost
for it.
dismember.
He has to pay full cost. This is everything
Todd
Todd's
Anderson,
doing.
you are ruining
he has
the story.
to do. So Tarmogoyf in for another 4, I suppose.
Top deck Fire Blast. Float them in. Okay, here it is. Magma. Oh,
Magma
that does. You do not want that one to resolve if you are Todd Anderson.
Doesn't have
Resolve
much choice.
there. You need a Snapcaster Mage, Todd. Like you won the last game.
He puts one on the bottom. So that resolves.
That
he
means that there's one on
scries.
the top, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It means there's burn on the top. Todd better have something. He's got. Is that a brainstorm?
Yeah, it's
I
a
think?
brainstorm. This is going to be another one of these no fun games.
Oh,
Brainstorm.
he's gonna brainstorm now. Well,
Let's see here. 1.
brainstorm.
2.
Fetch.
Brainstorm into dead card.
Yeah, fetches are dead.
No, actually, there's no difference between 1 and 2, really.
That's right, you're
So
right,
actually,
you're
they're not dead.
Right. 1 is not dead. 2 are. The second one's dead.
The second one's dead. Okay. Todd is like, do I attack? All right. He has to attack, right? He's putting Scott on like a 2-turn
Yeah,
clock.
he definitely has to. I mean,
Does he have plowshare? He doesn't have. He's not white. He has no plowshares.
Right.
Okay. And go. And I love how Scott just like picks it up and then just like puts it onto the table.
right.
Put it onto the table.
Suspend Rift Bolt. Did he just suspend? Is that what that is? He's dead next turn, right? To a Tarmogoyf.
Oh wait. No, this is an
Suspend,
anticlimax.
now attack.
Why did he leave Rift Bolt on top?
I don't know. He wasn't thinking. I guess he wasn't doing the math, the
Oh.
Tarmogoyf math. Oh, I think he's
no, now
he's
he knows what he
realizing it
did.
too.
Oh, this is the anticlimax.
Oh, boo. Sorry, Todd Anderson. We're not meaning to boo you. We're just